I'm a virgin. I'm sorry. Be kind to me.
Oh, they'll love you. They'll all love you, like I love you. And we are
Thank you.
and we are live now. Hello everyone. Friends, people, Murlocs. This is Aranya of Wyrmrest Accord, and I am here with my lovely friend Ilyea. Hi Ilyea.
Hi.
Now,
Hi, everyone.
now, many of you have asked, would I ever stream my roleplay, my RPs? And that always got a maybe. Well, tonight, that is no longer a maybe, that is a yes. We are streaming part of a plot, a much longer planned for, although it's not necessarily long in and of itself, plot of very big proportions involving the old gods, specifically N'Zoth, and a prophecy that could undo the locks on his prison. Ooh! Now, how this plot all began was initially with my first home of RP, Twitter, with my pal Anton. And he's over on Twitter. You should give him a follow at Violet Explorer. He's a Kirin Tor mage. And it began with a academic excursion, all Indiana Jones-like, into Vashir, and we ended up finding these naga tablets that had a prophecy on it. And what that prophecy turned out to be was that there was going to be an alignment of the void. Oh, I just now realized I'm AFK on screen. Psh, silly me.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes, an alignment of the void. Now, most alignments in the sky are of the stars. They form a line or they form a shape. Well, this alignment of the void is the exact opposite. A straight shot of nothing, pure, empty dark, from a particular spot in Azeroth all the way to the end of the great beyond, the great darkness. And from this power of the void, the devotees of N'Zoth can draw enough power to break the locks on his prison, and the god of the depths shall rise. Oh no!
The big old nose.
Yes. Well, needless to say, this is a bad thing, so we all gotta stop it. And one of my favorite Mad Hatters is on the case of finding a cultist.
You know, when you asked Illy, you're already doing something wrong. Or right. Maybe right.
Maybe right, maybe wrong. We'll see. See if it doesn't blow up in our faces.
That's a big possibility there.
It is. It is always a possibility with Ilyea that something will blow up in your face. And it is delightful.
Yes. Always delightful, at least, you know, OC standpoint.
Now, Ilyea had the task of finding some cultist, some person on the inside who would know what kind of force the devotees of N'Zoth would be in at the time of the ritual to undo the locks. Now, Aranya and Anton have already found out basically where this will happen, the alignment and where it will be, so the location is not a problem, but what are we up against? That's the problem. So, Ilyea has found a dude, or at least is going to find a dude, and now we're going to plot out what we're going to do about this dude. How do we get to him?
That's exactly true.
Yes. How do we get to this crazy dude, and what are we going to do with this crazy dude to make him spill the beans? So, we have not yet decided on a where. Where could really be all kinds of wheres. We have a lot of places where our guilds and circles of community tend to hang out. There's Erudition, which is the hangout of the Scions, which is at Ambermill and Silverpine. There's Sunspire Port, which for all intents and purposes is at Keel Harbor and Gilneas. Any of the Syndicate hangouts. There's just a lot. So where do you think would be likely to meet up for talking about how we're going to move on this dude?
Well, where Ilyea usually is in Erudition, which is an amber mill in Silver Pine Forest. She just got out of a meeting there. We could also meet at Keel Harbor.
That sounds like a very good decision. Anyone in the chat yet tonight? Nope. Late crowd? That's okay. If you're all asleep, you'll get to see the replay tomorrow morning and feel bad that you weren't here.
It is pretty late, and I'm sorry about that earlier, but hey, it happens when it happens. It just so happened that you asked me when we had another event going on. There's always lots of events going on.
There is. There is. Yeah, in the company we keep, there is always something going on. It is crazy, but we all love it, and we all try to work together. Sometimes things clash, and it gets really hectic, but we just love each other all the same. It's great.
Yes, as long as the OC consent is there and everyone's works well together that way, then I see who cares.
Exactly. Yes, out of character communication, guys, if you ever want to get into roleplay or come to a role-playing server like Wyrmrest Accord, you have to remember communication, communication, communication. That is the backbone of doing anything together in this community or on this server. If you lose that, you'll lose a lot.
That goes for any kind of RP too. Unless you're doing specifically like storyteller run RP, where you have someone kind of going with all that. But even then, communication.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, my usual way of getting to that area is portaling to the crater. Unfortunately, I can't buff myself with slow fall beforehand because it just takes that buff off. Curse them. The devs just had to ruin it. But I'm
why did they do that?
I know, right? But I'm a pro mage skydiver, so I always catch myself at the end.
I wish I could say I have.
And it's funny because even with screwed up hands, I still managed to make that perfect landing. See? Nailed it. Ta-da!
Nice. Let me invite you to the party. That might be a little easier.
Oh yeah, that'll help finding you. Get your little dot on the map.
Yes.
Now, this way is a direct shot, as everyone can see, to Amber Mill. Yep, and there's people down there.
Yep, they're still doing a different storyline in there. I'll meet you outside. I thought you meant Keel Harbor, so I was there. So it won't take me long to head over to Amber Mill since it's a straight shot over.
I'm heading over. I'm just showing everyone, all the viewers at home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a big event going on, so you'll see all the nameplates shoot out there.
Yep. Now, Aranya's worked with the Scions for, God, almost a year. It was about a year now that Corel just scooped me up and brought me into the port and introduced me to the Scions and really brought me to the larger Wyrmrest Accord community. Happy anniversary to me.
Wow, a happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the Scions too long, maybe like 5 months or so. It's been really fun though.
Yep. So by now, Aranya pretty much has a free pass to move about Erudition, and she's constantly checking up on them, and something goes wrong, she'll facepalm and say, I can't leave you guys alone for 5 minutes.
They call us the circus and Kiertor for a reason, so.
There's Ilyea. Isn't she lovely, folks? Okay. Where is a good spot to talk? Would you say the Lucky Worm, the Broken Chain, one of these taverns here?
Let's go to the White Strider. It's just up here.
Perfect.
I don't think we can still go into the Broken Chain yet until they finish the storyline.
Yeah, with Celestine.
So they're getting close to it. How did the event go for you last night?
It went pretty well. There were a couple of points where it got kind of slowed down, but and that was mostly because of all the disconnections that were happening. It was a global disconnect for everyone. So we kept getting kicked out of Northrend when we were trying to get the vessel for Celestine's soul, and constantly getting tossed out. So we had to go to chat channels and hash it out there. And because of all that, dragging it on so late, we kind of had to speed it up a little. But it went pretty well. It ended all tied off nicely, all smoothly, so we can proceed more with that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen at home, the way that we tend to roleplay in game is if we're in voice, it's mostly for out-of-character communication. We don't, voice act roleplay because that kind of gets a little confusing when you have to clarify stuff. Plenty of people can, do that when they meet up at each other's houses, and that's a whole different ball game. But when we're RPing in-game, it's in just the in-game chat, the in-game text. So, what I'm going to do here is type out a thing for Aranya to say to the Mad Hatter Ilyea. I just love calling you the Mad Hatter, because that's kind of what you are, in character.
It fits, actually. Either that or the Cheshire Cat. I don't know. I like them both.
Definitely, with your level of scary, I might say the Cheshire Cat. Certainly.
No, Aranya's more of the Cheshire Cat, because you like transforming into cats. Mad Hatter definitely works.
That is right. The whole cat thing. Definitely right.
Yes.
Now, if it's difficult for any of you to see what's written on the screen there, she just asked, any luck finding someone whose brain we can pick apart in possibly a few more ways than figurative? Now, we're not going to... We agreed beforehand that we weren't going to roleplay the actual interrogation of the cultist for you guys, because that would violate Twitch terms of service. For
yes,
that...
Our characters
Yep, for that...
be very violent.
They can be very brutal. But broadcasting that and showing that on stream for all you guys would violate Twitch terms of service to actually show that. So that we are saving for a private affair rather than this. This is just our discussing of how we're going to move in on him and where we're going to hold him and stuff.
So my character just basically glanced at Aranya for coming in, and then a scowl went over at her question because she was waiting for a trinket so they could figure it out. And I think that's kind of where we stopped from there, unless you want to move forward past that.
This is actually perfect because both Seely and Seely, I kind of forgot about that, but it's perfect because I can slip this into it. And that's another great